And for those that thinking about doing realistic, you see I start out with the mag, with the shades, going around the objects. Then I will go back and tighten it up with the 7-round liner. I knock in my lights, and then I'll come back with those darks. Whatever I want more sharp or stand out more, I'll go back and sharpen it up. And I do the same with the whole process. Add the darks to structure it out, and I'll go in the inside with my light tones, and then I'll build up my medium tones on top of those light tones. That way you don't really worry about losing your stencil. You got everything structured out and you're just building up on top of that foundation. As you see here, I went and kind of lightly shaded around the middle of the rose to define it so I didn't worry about wiping anything away. And I started back with a little shade and then. And by seeing me work, you see I start from the bottom and move my way up. That way you don't have to worry about wiping away your stencil, moving all around and losing anything. You'll keep everything in one piece. This is the part where I show you all how I do my whiskers on my animals. At the moment I'm using a 1-round liner, maybe at about 5 volts, maybe even 6. But I only stencil the line and I go on it by adding a double line around it. Slowly, be patient, take your time, but just keep it moving. But this is fine lining around the hairs and the whiskers of any animal. So it definitely takes patience, so take your time. And I don't know if you all can see it, but with the 1 round, I do happen to hang my needle out quite a bit so I can see the needle and exactly what I'm doing. So I have more control over the needle and exactly what it's supplying. And you can see at this point, I'm going back in. Once I finish fine lining around the outsides, going back in to shade it in. And this time I left the whiskers a little thick, so just in case once it heals, it don't completely close up. Because especially the skin tone that I was working on is fair, but not dark. So I just definitely want to make sure I leave those skin breaks for the whiskers. And it's always safe to leave bigger skin breaks than less skin breaks, because if you leave smaller skin breaks and it healed, there's no fixing it. So once it's healed and it's still big skin breaks, I can always tighten it up. Like I always say, it's better to go too light than too dark. You can't fix it when it's too dark. And once I shade it all up, I go back and tighten up the edges around the whiskers to make sure they're sharp when they heal up. Okay, I try knocking the dots with the 3-round liner or the 7-round liner, and then I go and shade, try to capture some features in the face. And for the nose, I use the 7-round liner on the nose to try to shade it in. Okay, I hit around the eye with a 1-round liner, not pure black, just my dark medium tone. Reason being because you don't want it too dark. If it's too dark, you can't go back. Let me know you all thoughts so far. Same thing I did with the second rose. I kind of mapped it out, then I went in with the shades with my lights first and then the medium tone. And the whole top part, I use mostly my 13 curve mag and my 7 curve mag to structure out the filigree at the top. But the background was mostly the 13 curve magnum. Now I'm going back with the highlights, adding the highlights to the parts I want to stand out. So in the heel, they got some areas that stand apart. Let's just wipe it down. We mostly done at this point. Know what you all think. Really appreciate you all for watching the channel. I love to see you all watching, growing, learning anything from the channel. So like, comment, subscribe, and see you all in the next video.